Here we go. There we go. Michael Williams, White Label Consulting. Good morning. It's early for me, y'all. It's 7 o'clock here. I had to get up at like 5 to get here on time. Please leave a comment of where you're watching from. I'm going to try to make this as succinct as possible, but it will be a pretty lengthy tutorial. So I'm going to today get into a full tutorial on setting up live stream from beginning to end. Hopefully I won't have too many hiccups. We're talking about new computer, fresh install of software, and then try to get into some consultation as well on how to customize your live stream. So I've been wanting to do this for a while, and it's just been one of those things that I want to, really get into as far as helping out churches who are small to medium in size and who are really trying to get their live stream going. So I just have to send out one or two quick messages and get everything together. If you have any immediate questions, you can go ahead and drop them in the comment section and I'll try to answer them. At some point, I may turn on the phone feature. So if you have to call in, you can call in and you can ask questions. So that's kind of what I do. I'm just getting my notes together because it is a lot going on here. I am from Phoenix, Arizona. I have been doing live streaming for a little over 11 years, small to medium churches. And that's what I've been doing. I have set up dozens of live streaming systems and also helped install them and also helped coach and do different things to help them get a little bit more comfortable with streaming. I really took on the mantle of doing live streaming full time from a consulting standpoint during the pandemic when a lot of people needed help. And I learned a lot. So, that's what we're doing. So I'm streaming live here on Facebook. I'm actually streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And so if I seem a little bit jumbled, I am, because I am going to be trying to monitor two streams at the same time. So it says I got 6 or 7 people watching from different platforms, but whatever. So what we're going to be covering today, and I'll try to get into a brief outline of what we're doing. I have 10 modules I'm going to go over. They have like 3 to 4 different components to each module. There will be a general introduction. We will be doing hardware, software. We're going to be doing some accessories, some extra things you might need for your live stream. We're going to try to include some graphics, some implementation, as well as some customization. So we're going to be trying to be doing all that in the span of probably about 45 minutes, if not longer. But I'm here for the long haul. So hopefully we will be able to get into everything that we are going to get into. So first of all, my name is Michael Williams. I have been doing live streaming, like I said, for about 10, 11 years now. I've been working with mainly churches. I've done a few businesses, and I have actually really gotten involved in the small to medium business live stream business. That's what I've been doing. So right now I currently work at a studio, Premier Studios in Phoenix, Arizona, where I'm actually helping to implement a lot of these practices here into our Premier room, which we rent out to various businesses and bands and different things like that. So that is kind of where I get my expertise from, if you want to call it expertise. So, the first thing I want to really dig into is who this is for and who this is not for. This is not for the podcaster. This is not for the individual who is trying to start like a sole podcast show. That would be something of a different tutorial. This is mainly for those who are running live stream. This is for like people who are going to actually become producers, and they're directing other people's broadcasts, other churches' broadcasts. And so that's kind of where I am going for this. What to really expect from this is to learn what computer you may need or what you have, if it'll work, if you need to upgrade, if not. Also, you'll need to know if I need a different camera. There's a bunch of different camera options, a bunch of different budget options. And we're going to do some software installation. We're going to try to customize your live stream, and we're going to try to implement some graphics And so that's what we're going to try to do. What we're not going to do is get into a lot of the various softwares you can use. I'm going to pick one software and I'm going to go with that because I believe the implementation is the same. Video signal in, process the audio, video signal out, dress it up, make it look good. And so that's kind of what we're shooting for. And materials you're probably going to need is just to take some notes. I mean, I'm going to leave this tutorial up. I'm not charging for it because, like I said, I'll probably run, if nothing goes wrong, probably 45 minutes. So if you got time, cool. If not, it'll be here on the YouTube channel and it'll be on the Facebook channel. And I want to thank Small Church Media for partnering with us and allowing me to, do this, as well as Premier Studios, who's a partnership. So if you're in the Small Church Media group on Facebook, I would like you to support them as well. They've helped a lot of people out, and the expertise in there is so amazing that I think it's worth shouting out. The admin was messaging me last night, and so we're going to try to work together on some things. So really cool with the camaraderie that we have on Small Church Media Group. Here it is on Facebook right here. So yeah, you guys really dig into community, because that's what's going to help get us together as streamers. So yeah, back to my talking point. So let's move into, what's the next thing we're going to move into? Let's move into hardware. We're going to go right into hardware, and we're going to start there. So the first thing you're going to need is a computer, and I'm going to give you my recommendations for a computer. And you can disagree in what computer to get, only because it's going to depend on what your needs are. A lot of people will go with Mac Minis. Also, people can go with bigger desktop computers, iMacs. So for what I use, I'm going to recommend that you get something that is a Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9, or you're going to get something that is an i7. You could get away with an i5, which is a later generation chip, late generation chip. But I definitely would try to stick with your top to mid tier chips. Get any good CPU for that. You also want to ideally start with 16 gigs of RAM, whether it's a laptop or a desktop, and you definitely want to try to go for 32 gigs of RAM if you can do that. You're gonna want to try your best to get something that has a external video card, and I'm going to show you what we are using at our church. And we actually went with a laptop for the last 4 or 5 years, and so now we are actually going with this mini PCs. This B-Link makes an excellent PC for the price. Okay, so my recommendation is, if your church has $400 to, almost everything I'm going to recommend to you budget wise is going to be less than $400, including the camera. So I'm going to recommend this because I'm operating under the pretenses that you guys are on a budget. Everybody's on a budget, right? So I can tell you right now from the get-go that almost all of the stuff that I'm recommending is going to be not a cheap, but it's going to be budget in mind. And so that's what I'm recommending for you guys. And I'm switching over here. Sorry. I recommend mini PCs. That's essentially what I'm going to recommend for anyone that's getting into live streaming. They handle dual K displays. They're small in nature. You can get some that have a triple display, which you probably won't need. Excellent Wi-Fi. They have a Bluetooth. They also have high-end Ethernet adapters. And some of them, like this one I have on the screen, has a ATM Radium card in it. It's a graphics GPU. And so that is what I recommend you need for live streaming. These are strong enough to run Photoshop. They're strong enough to run, there's one version of it that can run presentation software as well as streaming software. So you definitely want to have the capability to do that. And if you are one who is familiar with the PC realm, you can do a PC. If you're not and you would like to do a Mac, then I would recommend the Mac, the new Mac Minis. I think they have the M4 chip in them. Very affordable. They run probably between $500 to $600. That's a good start. I'm more tending to shy away from laptops, even though laptops are a good investment. The thing is that laptops tend to be more expensive, and for the bang you're going to buck that you're going to get here, with the 1 terabyte hard drive and everything like that, I think that is something that you should stick with. something small, form factor, a mini would be fine. I don't necessarily know if we're in the days where you need humongous desktops anymore. That's my opinion. So this is going to be a little bit subjective as we roll through this tutorial, but that is something that I think we would recommend after having installed dozens of systems over the last few years. The next thing we want to talk about cameras. Now, cameras are one of those things where people are going to feel a little bit picky about, and only because it depends on what the individuals are going for. Now, in my use case assessment, I am a Lumix guy. All right. There's several different types of cameras you can get. You can get PTZ camera, pan tilt zoom camera, which works excellently if you're looking to have remote control of the camera. So brands that I could recommend off the top are Avipos, and I'll show you one. I'm gonna do a lot of screen sharing here and try to put all these links in the description. If you do have any questions at any time, just drop it in the comment section. I got a comment window right here so I can see everything that's being done. Definitely this camera right here, the Avipos. You know what? And let me back up. Let me back all the way up. Please forgive me. Father, bless this tutorial and bless the people that are watching it, and allow them to gain the knowledge that they need to make their ministry or their business successful in the way that you want it to be. We ask that nothing here be done out of vain deceit or for self-promotion, but it be done to help those who are seeking to honor you, and those who are seeking to do business and help the community out that they live in. So we're grateful for these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Forgive me. I'm a Christian, so I should have prayed. Forgive me. So I'm sorry about that. So back to what I'm saying. So we're looking at this camera right here, which is the pan tilt zoom, Avipos camera. There's also a Vamaco PTZ camera, right? So this is a camera. They have a $600 one. They've got a $300 one. Any one of these will work. 20x zoom. HD quality. They some of them have SDI and some of them have HDMI, which is what I'm going to get into a little bit later. But any one of these cameras will work for what you need to do. I myself, if I'm honest, for the bang and the buck, I am a Lumix guy. I have several cameras in here. I have one right here. This is the Panasonic GH4. I've got a GH5 in the other room. This is the G7. This G7 is a 10-year-old camera. It is very, very old, but it works. As you can see, I don't know if you think my quality is good or not, but this is what I use. And I'm going to tell you now, let me give you some other options just so people don't say you're being picky. Other options are Canon. Canon M50 is a good camera, or Canon M50 version 2 is a good camera. If you have a little bit more of a budget, you can go with the Sony. A lot of people are, if you're starting out, are A6400 camera. Also, if you're going to do an older video camera, you can do JVC Canon. Let me see what this camera's called. We had one, or it's a Sony Handycam. Sorry, a Sony Handycam has pretty good quality. Any one of those cameras will work. If you're looking for the budget camera and you're looking to save some money, the website I recommend that you go to, these are all recommendations, is you would go to mpb.com, which is right here. They sell used gear, but it comes with a warranty. I'm a Panasonic guy, so I'm a Lumix camera guy. I'm going to show you why. Lumix, let's go with the G7. G7 is an excellent camera to start with. The color tones are rich. You also have the ability to use different lenses. Let me see. Is this it? No, that's the GX7. I should have had it open. Sorry about that. I have 1,000 windows open, so for me getting into what you need. Okay, G7. So here is the camera that you can start with. This camera runs anywhere from $260 up to $269 with the body. It comes with a 6-month warranty. The only other thing you need is a dummy battery, and what is a dummy battery is that it plugs into your camera, so you do not need to recharge your battery from week to week. And I recommend that only because you won't be recording to the camera directly, you'll be recording to the computer, and so that's what I recommend. The difference in cameras are going to be preference, and they're really going to be based on the lens. The lens I have on here is an 18-35 Sigma, and I know this is like a little bit heavier information, but you need to know this. The lower the aperture, the sharper the picture, as well as the quality of the lens. I've got another camera over here That's my desk. It's really messy. Let me go here. So this is the other camera. This is a GH4, but this has a 1260 lens on it. So the zoom focal lengths are different, but a 1260 is more than good enough for you to cover a wide area. 60, the bigger the number, the closer it is, and go into a closer zoom in range. So this is an 18 to 35 over here, and this is a 1260 here. So you can see the difference. Now, this is out of focus because it's manual focus. If I focus in a little bit, let me hear it's set. You see the picture sharpens up a lot. So as you can tell, it's pretty high quality. You're talking the difference between this setup over here is 1260. This is probably like a $450 setup versus a probably $500 setup. And really, it's the lens that costs more money than anything. So if you're looking to get started and get in the game as a live streamer, DSLRs are probably what I would recommend because they serve so many different functions, and you can improve the quality of a DSLR by simply changing the lens. A stock lens will do what it does, but the moment that you upgrade a lens, you're going to see a whole different quality. Also, being able to create different lenses as far as different angles, it's pretty easy because if you can get 5 cameras for $250 a piece, you can really cover the entire sanctuary, because we're about to get into the next area, which is capture cards. Now, capture cards are something that we really need to, or actually, let me go to audio. So audio, this is one of those things that people were really kind of trying to figure out how I was going to approach audio. And so audio was very hard to deal with because it's almost forcing you to have to learn 2 different skill sets, right? So the skill set that I think that you need to work on is it's simple. Garbage in, garbage out. You can't make your live stream audio sound better if the sound coming in is not that good. And I'm not going to blame you or say it's your sound guy. What I'm going to say is you need to, we'll get into it, is to master the idea of gain versus volume, right? You can have the right gain structure set in one area that is not going to benefit you in your live stream. What I recommend is always having an external audio device and a USB device separate from the mixer of your church, only because if the sound is perfect coming out of the mixer, then you can just boost all of that sound and you can worry about that. If you're having some issues with the sound coming into the mixer, you can still navigate the volume and overall presentation of it as you are presenting your live stream to your audience. I would say get a USB audio device. The ones I recommend for budget are the Behringer Euphoria. And the reason I'm recommending the Behringer Euphoria is because it's a single channel $75 audio device. I use Focusrite. I have Focusrite everywhere. Switching over to camera, what is this, 4? Let's switch to camera 4 real quick. And let me get rid of all of this talking stuff on the side. What's going on here? Okay, hold on. Broadcast. There we go. So right here, this is my audio device. I have several of these. This is a dual channel. It has an input on the front and it has an XLR on the back. That is hooked into the computer, and that's where I regulate the audio into the mixer. Now, I have to be careful when I say this. Again, if you're a solo person doing audio, you really need to navigate the volume coming into your live stream mix that you send out, because what's going into the house is not going to be always the same that's going in, unless you have a broadcast engineer who is specifically mixing and has a separate mix for your live stream mix. Those are 2 different things. What you need to control is what the best volume you can get and the best sounding quality that you can get when it gets to your computer. That's what you need to worry about as a live stream producer. Now, some people are going to disagree with that, but I'm operating from the standpoint that I have installed a lot of systems, and there aren't 2 people running live stream. There's one person running audio, and that same person is monitoring the live stream mix on 2 different devices. What I recommend is also, when you are monitoring, right, is every audio device has a headphone jack, and you can see headphone jack right there on the bottom right underneath the main dial. That's where you should monitor your sound from. Do not monitor your sound from the board. monitor your sound from the audio device that's going out so you can tell what the audience is going to hear. Every now and then, step out of the room, load your live stream on your phone to see how it sounds, because 75 to 80% of your people statistically are watching their live stream on their phone. So audio, get you an audio device. That's tantamount to you having better success on your device. I think I covered 2 subjects at once. I covered the live stream audio as well as, so recommendations, USB capture card. Focusrite would be my go-to, only because it produces a high quality. Get you a 2-channel so you can get a stereo mix. And I think that's pretty much it for the hardware module. So what else are we talking about? Let's go to the next one. We're going to go to, okay, good. We're going to go into the next part, which is the hardware accessories. So hardware accessories that we need to get into are, first of all, you're going to need cabling. You're going to need your USB, you're going to need, let me cut here. Give me a second. I am going to get rid of this and switch over to camera 4. You're going to need cables, right? So you're going to need cabling to hook up all of your stuff, right? And I'm going to go into cabling just for a quick second to tell you what the difference is between the cables that you need and the cables that you want. So the first thing you want to realize is that when you're hooking up your camera, you obviously have 2 choices. You have HDMI and you have SDI. For most churches that start out as a budget concern, HDMI is going to be the cheaper option. HDMI allows you the opportunity to hook up a camera with short runs, 30 to 50 feet. You can do HDMI fiber cables, which are very cheap right now. You can get a 65-foot HDMI to fiber cable for a little over $30, right? So that's a 65-foot run. If you're dealing with those who are more professional, they will tell you to do SDMI. They will tell you to do SDI for connectivity, for it to also be a better signal, a longer signal, and produce quality and less chances of that cable going out. I would say that if your budget is your concern, to start with HDMI. I can say personally, over the last 5 years, I've only had to replace maybe 2 HDMI cables in installs that we've done. And I'm talking long runs, 100-foot cables. So I can't tell you what to do for you. I will tell you the more experience one gets and one moves up, they would say you should get SDI. SDI means you're going to have to get some different converters. You're going to have to get some different adapters. You're going to have to get some different, converters to hook the cameras up to your switcher. And so that is something that I would recommend you start with because every camera has an HDMI output. Your more expensive cameras will have an SDI output, but for what we're doing, HDMI is fine. Your other option is, if you get a pan tilt zoom, is to put those cameras on a network and connect those to your network via whatever software you use. I think that's a little advanced. I think you need to get a camera that plugs into a capture card and start with there. That's where I'm at with this tutorial. So my recommendation for that is to get HDMI cables, get high quality cables. If you're going to go longer than 30 feet on your run, get an HDMI fiber cable, or you're going to have to get an HDMI cable that has a booster in it. I will leave these links in the description after the entire session is over. But that would be my recommendation. As far as the capture cards, because I skipped over capture cards, there are 2 types of capture cards. You can get a single capture card, which is an input capture card, or you can get a multi-input capture card. Now, I have done both installs, and I would say that, getting a multi-input capture card is going to be based on your functionality and what you plan to do at church. They're not as expensive as they used to be, and there's a lot more options that are available now. And I'll show you the one that you can start with that works flawlessly. It is called the Ugreen Video Capture Card. It is only $20, and this allows you to connect your camera either through USB-C port on your computer or your laptop directly into your software or your online platform, and it will see your camera. And these work. They work flawlessly. I've installed them dozens of times. They don't need any drivers. You plug them in, you plug your camera in, and you can see them immediately. The other option is to do a multi-input capture card. That's an ATM Mini. There's a couple of different options now. When we first started, they only had 1 or 2 options 2 years ago. But the ATM Mini, just the regular ATM Mini is only, let me see. Is this the Mini, bro? This is $295, okay? I do have a distributor in town in Phoenix if somebody needs to get one that charges only like $200 for the ATM Mini. It has 4 inputs on the back here. It has 1 HDMI output, so you would connect your computer via the HDMI via the USB out here, and then you would connect your cameras here, and then there's microphone inputs, but I would never use the microphone inputs on the ATM Mini. I prefer to use external USB sound cards. Now, to be fair, there are some things on the ATM Mini that might be beneficial as far as compression, EQ, but I think you should do that in your software and in your mixer, your church mixer, and then bring that into your live stream. So as far as capture cards, those are your 2 options. You have the ATM Mini. They also have the Aussie, which is I haven't demoed yet. We have one in the box, so I'm not gonna even lie to you and say that I've tried it. Ghost Stream Deck, is this what it is? It's the Ghost Stream. Yeah, we've got one of these brand new in the box. We haven't even used it yet, so I couldn't even tell you how good or how bad it works. It has great ratings. It's like supposed to be the ATM killer that has everything involved. I think it's a little advanced for what we're doing, but either one of those capture cards will work for what we're trying to accomplish. Tripods. I'm going to say that you can get a cheap tripod if you want, but you'll pay for it later. I would say invest in trying to get a fluid head tripod, and that gives you a smooth pan. It's a little heavier. It's going to be more money. It's probably going to run you $125, $130, but it's worth the initial investment. It'll give you a taller height of your camera. It usually goes to 74 inches, which is a little taller. I don't really have one off the top that I recommend. The one that I recommended before, they no longer sell it, and they were selling these by the bunch. So I would just say go on Amazon and get a fluid head tripod and look for one that is, like I said, at least 74 inches. Oh, THRU has one right here for $97. THRU is a decent brand to get started. I know somebody said don't buy THRU, but we're talking about tripods and it's going to be stationary in the church. I think it'll be okay. You professionals, calm down. So this is a good tripod. It's a good looking tripod. We have one like this. We haven't had any problems with it. I think we paid $120 for ours. But let me see. The TP75 is so this is 90 degrees tilt. Okay, just 22 pounds. Yeah, go for either one of these. Again, you can buy a little $30 tripod off of Amazon if you want to. That's fine. I would recommend going a little better on your tripod, right? So budget-wise, we're at $100 for a tripod. We're at, let's just say $20 for the capture card. It's $120. The computer that I recommended is $400. So we're at $600. And then we're talking about if you do a Canon M50, or if you do a Sony Handycam, or if you do a Lumix, you're at about $400. We're at $1,000 right now. If you want to add a better lens, just to add another $300, we're at about $1,300 for a live stream setup, right? And again, I'm gonna put all this stuff in the comment section, in the show notes, and all that kind of stuff, because it's a 10-page document. So I'm trying to get you guys out of here in the next 30 minutes, because I know we've been going for 32 minutes and 50 seconds. If you have any comments, please drop them in the comment section, and I will answer as many questions as I can. So what else do we have here? We did the tripod, USB-C hubs. These are debatable. If you have a small form factor computer, I definitely would get a USB-C hub just to take some load, cables, put some cables in the same place. I mainly would only run my audio cables off the hubs and maybe a keyboard mouse if you're running wirelessly. Under no circumstances should you run your video capture card off of your hub ever. It should have its own dedicated port, just so you don't run into any problems during your live stream. That's all I got to say about that. USB-C cables, buy quality USB-C cables. Do not get cheap cables from QT or Circle K. Don't buy those cables. Don't buy any of those cables. Buy a quality cable. And I suggest you buy a 10-foot cable just for to have the flexibility for moving, but do not buy cheap USB-C cables. You're going to need USB-C cables for something. It will either be your audio device. It will be hooking into a capture card. It might be a mouse or something. Under no circumstances should you buy a cheap USB-C cable. None. And this last part is actually debatable, but this is more of a preference. I think you should invest in zip ties simply for a lot of reasons. One, to clean up the cabling in your area, as well as when you need to replace cables, you need to know which cables you need to replace, and you're not having cables all over the place. I know we've had several instances in our church when it was my fault. I didn't tie cables up, and in the middle of the broadcast, I might have moved, pulled the ATM Mini right out the computer, disconnected the external monitor. Like, I've done some crazy stuff. So this is a preference. This is not something somebody else would say. Invest in zip ties so that you can actually tie your cabling down. And even when you're running your cables for your cameras and stuff, like the best you can do to secure everything is and I know this is probably, someone say this is the dumbest thing to talk about, but it is really, really what I believe will help you get better at your live streaming. And because when everything is where it needs to be, and you can almost identify and troubleshoot problems a lot faster when you know what's what. Like, we had a cable go out, our audio cable went out to our audio device in the middle of our Bible study Zoom call. I know where all my cables are at now. I know where everything. I can troubleshoot really fast. Before, when it was disorganized, I'm in the back trying to figure out what's what. So get some zip ties. I know you're like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but hey, this is my tutorial. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. So let me go. What's next? Now we get into the meat of this. We're getting into live streaming software. You got two options, right? You have online software and you have software that you installed, right? And what you have to realize is that there are benefits to some and there are negatives to there's benefits and negatives, right? There's pros and cons. Here's the thing. You can use an online software like Restream, $20 a month, to restream to multiple platforms. You can use EVMux, which is another one. You can use StreamYard. Those are all online platforms that you can use. A lot of people do using Riverside right now. Now, you have to realize that none of those are free. So if you're looking to stream on a regular basis and you're looking to do Bible studies and stuff like that, that's an investment that you have to look at getting into that will have you really, really paying money out the gate. And there's no way around. There's no free software online that you should ever use. There's a few that they recommend, but I would not recommend using any softwares online free. Pay for software, right? They all are capable of doing whatever you need them to do. StreamYard got really big during the pandemic, as well as EVMux. And right now, the big one that's not necessarily online, but one that we're going to talk about next, they work, okay? Well, what I'm going to say is, though, remember, they're not free. So it's an immediate investment that you're going to have a budget for. And you can't have the scenario where somebody forgot to put the credit card on file. That's happened to us. And then all of a sudden you don't have streaming that Sunday because now you got to go through Restream and put a new credit card in. I'm just telling you a real life story. Like, I know you probably like, oh, that's irresponsible. I'm telling you stuff that's happened. I've worked with dozens of churches, So you have online software and then you have offline software, right? You got two options for offline software. You have open source, which is free software, and you have paid software. Your biggest paid software that you can use for Mac is Ecamm, right? And the other software that everybody else knows about is OBS, all right? So here's where I might lose some of y'all. I'm an OBS guy, and so this is going to turn into setting up a live stream with software-based OBS software. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to go with OBS in this tutorial. I'm budget conscious, okay? So I'm one that has to deal with, I've got so many thousands of dollars and we have to do an install, which is, you got to pay me for my time. And then you also have purchasing, shipping, employees. You have a whole lot of stuff that you got to deal with. So I choose OBS because it's free and it's open source. And really, there is no ceiling to what OBS can do. Higher learning curve, absolutely. But what I'm doing right now, if you can see everything that I have set up here, which is all of my scenes are set up, which you can set up scenes in Ecamm, right? I have my live broadcast scene. Here's my split screen. Here's my tutorial. Here's my commercial scene. Like, all of these are already set up, right? I even have the ability to go to my live broadcast and load my comments if I wanted to. Let me see, do I have any comments that I want to load here? Willie Ware. Cable management is my kryptonite. Yes, it is. Cable management is horrible. Jonathan Cordone. Oh, thank you. Amen. Prayer. Let me say thanks. Might not be able to tune in for the whole video. I appreciate you video after. Blake Fields, great to see you. So this is not to say that other people, right, or other softwares will not work. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you're on a budget and your church wants to be able to get streaming as fast as possible, full featured, for me, OBS is the way to go. All right. So at this point, I know I might lose some of y'all because you're like, well, I don't want to hear about OBS and how you're going to. Here's what I'm going to tell you. How I'm going to set this live stream up on this computer to my right. It's going to be the same no matter how you do it. You're going to have to install something on your computer. You're going to have to customize something. You're going to have to put a capture card in, and you're going to have to set up scenes. I don't care how you do it. If you use Ecamm, you have to set up scenes. And it's the same process. If you use Restream, you're going to have to set up scenes. It's the same process. It doesn't matter what you pick. What I'm telling you is the principles that I'm going to try to install really quickly in the next 15 minutes. You're going to need to do the same thing. It doesn't matter what you pick. Right? So I'm going to switch over to the computer here shortly. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk through how to install software and how to get everything completed. So give me a second right here. I'm switching over to my computer. Sorry about that. I didn't have my microphone set the way I needed to set. Let's switch over to this camera. So this is my software. And I'm going to turn my picture on real quick on my ATM so you can see what I'm doing. Let's move that over here. There we go. So I'm going to move over. So now I'm going to spend most of my time over here. And I'll try to watch the comments, right? So on this desk, I have, and let me put my OBS output on my screen so I can see what I'm doing. This is a very weird, intricate setup, but I have it set up here. Okay, there we go. So here's what I have here. I have my computer, right? This is the computer I showed you earlier, which is the B-Link ER6. My hands are a little ashy. That's crazy. I don't know how to get rid of that, but whatever. It's too late now. This is my capture device, Focusrite. This is the SCART Solo, and it says Solo, but it does have two ins, and it has two outs. So you can run this to an external monitor as well, and you can monitor this in another room, or you can use the headphones and monitor this through the headphones. So this is my USB-C hub, which I have plugged into here, and in here is where I have my capture card. Now on the back, I have a single capture card instead of a dual capture card for this tutorial. I have I'm running the Cam Link because we found a Cam Link here, and I didn't have a chance to order the additional capture card, but the Cam Link works. It's an older model. It's a little bit more expensive. It's usually about $100, but you don't have to do that. I gave you the capture card, and I recommended that on the live stream. So the first thing we're going to do is the hookup is simple. I have my monitor running here. This is a 27-inch monitor. And I have my capture card in here. I have it in the 3.0 hub. You definitely want to try to run your video card through the 3.0 hub on your computer. It doesn't matter what computer it is. And then I have my external monitor running to another device, so that way I can monitor it. I would recommend, and let me switch back real quick to say this. Let me switch over. Let me turn this off and go to camera 3. Let me say this. I would recommend that you get 2 monitors to start, only if you're running presentation software. If you're not running presentation software, I think you can get away with something like a ViewSonic 32-inch monitor. They're only $150. I don't know if you need 2 monitors to start out your broadcast, because it does become a little hectic to watching two screens. I would say essentially that, to start out, 1 big monitor will work for you to actually run your YouTube or your Facebook, and then for you to actually run the live stream. If you're a one-man show and you have to run everything, like in here, I have monitor, and that monitor is linked to a confidence monitor over here. I'm running a podcast room, so I have 4 monitors. Don't think you need 4 monitors. I'm going to say this without shadow of a doubt. Get 1 big monitor, start. If you need to get 2 monitors, that's fine, but that's only if you're running other stuff other than live streaming. So that's my recommendation. So let me get back into this over here. Turn this on, and there we go. So This is hooked into there, dual monitor. I have the sound card right here. So this is my whole setup. Now this is $350 plus a monitor. You probably got a monitor already. This might cost you $30. And this right here costs you like $129. This is $600 right here that you need to do your live streaming. I have the camera off to my right, which is back over here. And then I have a dummy battery plugged in. My dummy battery is what keeps the broadcast going. And so we're getting ready to try to get some installation going on here so we can get some things going. So I am going to switch over here to cut 2, and I am going to pull up all of my installs. First of all, I'm going to install things I need to install. And I want to show you something. I'm going to install OBS real quick, and I'm going to get it set up here. I'm going to download Windows. So now I'm doing it. So I'm installing that. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. I'm going to install that. It's going to ask me to click next to install. If you've already done this, you can get some coffee or something. I don't know, but you can, this is what I'm doing. So after the install is started, there's a few things you want to do with any software. You want to get everything set up to run immediately. And what I mean by that is you're going to get your software installed. You're going to get all of your peripherals involved. That means you want to get all your stream keys and everything done. And you want to get to the point to where once you open your software, everything you need to launch will be there. Now, I'm going to launch OBS here. Finish there. That should be good. It's going to launch here. And let me change something on the screen real quick. Okay, so you're going to see that window pop up first. That window is going to tell you what you need to do to determine what your church is doing or your business, right? Some people are going to be streaming and some people are going to be recording. You can use OBS for either one. You need to figure out what your Achilles heel is for what you're doing. And I think that you need to figure it out before you start doing it. Now, the difference is here is if you depend on the OBS to pick what they want you to set the computer to, you may run into some issues because they're normally going to ask you to, it's going to try to max your computer out, which is not something that I recommend. And so right here, you can test it, right? So I'll go over here and I'll say optimize for streaming. What it's going to do is it's going to try to determine your speed. Now, when you do this, it wants you to connect all of these. I'm not going to connect these yet, right? So I'm just going to skip over that. I'm going to close this right here. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. So right here, I have desktop audio because something's playing on the desktop, and I also have microphone audio, right? So just a quick overview of what you're seeing on the screen. This is your canvas. This is your preview out, right? This is how you see your image. Before I set up anything, I'm going to click this button down here that says studio mode. So now it gives me preview program. Same thing in any software. You're going to actually have to set up a preview in a program on whatever you're doing, right? So here we have preview. Before I do any of that, here's the first thing I want to do. I want to go into my profile. I want to rename that immediately. This is actually a real church setup. So this is a computer for a client. This is a computer for my church. And I'm going to name that my profile. All right. And then I'm going to go to my scene collections and I will rename scene collections. Right. And this is going to be Sunday morning. So I can set up a different scene for Sunday morning and a different scene for Bible study, because Bible study, we do Zoom. So that's what we do. So if you have any questions, please stop me ahead of time. It says that I've got a few people watching. So yes. Love the setup, so compact. Cable management. Thank you, Willie. So I don't think I have anybody watching on Facebook. So if I have any comments, let me see here. Yeah, I don't know what happened here, but yeah, I don't have anybody watching on Facebook. Okay, not a problem. So I'm gonna set up a basic stream here. All right. So I have my profile scenes. Now this is what you're gonna set up in any software. I do not care what software you're using. This is the same setup. You're going to need to set up scenes, right? So on the right side here, I'm going to rename the scenes, right? And I'm going to put in countdown. I'm going to put it in pre-service. Let's just call it pre-service or pre-show. Let's do that. All right. Then I'm going to hit another scene, and scene is just a collection of sources. It doesn't matter what software you use, it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to put main. This is going to be my main service or main show, main whatever. I'm going to put media into the next one. All right. So any media I have, I'm going to put media in here and click on media, Control A, media. And then I'm going to add one more scene, and I'm going to hit post show. Or let's just call it post service, whatever you want to call it. Right. So I'm going to call this post. Bam. So there we go. So got that set up, and it's ready to go. So in my pre-service, I'm probably going to want a countdown video, right? So I'm going to add a media source. Now there's a whole bunch of other things you can do to customize this, but I'm going to just click. I'm going to go down to, let me show you where to get some free countdowns. Let me move this over here. If you go to pixabay.com, right? I'm going to show you where to get some free media at, and you click on Pixabay. You can click on countdown, right? In here, and just go to up here at the top. Let me move this down here. Just go to, there's a link right here. Go to videos, right? So if you go to videos, there's a whole bunch of free countdown videos here. You don't need a long one, right? I don't know how long this is. This is 10 minutes. I don't know if you need a 10-minute countdown, but let's just say for the sake of argument, you want to download the 10-minute. You're going to download this video and just download it. You don't need to log in or anything. I would do 960 by 540 only because you don't want to put too much load on the processor, and it's already downloaded, right? So the next thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to go into my OBS or whatever software you're using, and I'm going to add that. I'm going to click on the plus sign. I'm going to click on media source, and I'm going to add media source and click OK. So here I'm going to hit browse, and I'm going to go to my downloads, and I'm going to click on the clock because that's what I got. Click OK. I'm going to hit Control F just so I can make it full screen. And then when I transition over, right there is where you see the countdown. So that's my pre-show setup. You know, you may have some pictures that you want to put in there or some other content you want to put in there as well, but that's how you set that up. Okay, my main service is where I'm going to input my capture device. So I've already plugged my video capture device in. I should see main camera, right? So that's there. I should see my Elgato virtual cam link. There we go. So my cam link, now my camera's already in there, okay? So my camera's set. So now in the pre-service, I have the countdown. In the main service, I have my main camera link. I've already set up, you know, a great deal. And I guess I look at this camera now. I've already set up a great deal of what would be considered for a live stream tutorial, right? So now my media, this is where we're going to get into a little bit of customization. We're going to get into how to add some basic overlays for your stream and then set that up. So your post show would probably be a outro video saying thank you for watching it. I'm going to take a detour here, and I'm going to go into settings and show you some things that you want to set up in any software. You want to make sure that on your stream, you connect your stream keys immediately. So right here, I'm going to click YouTube. You can connect the account if you want. I would basically use the stream key so that I have to open up my software, and I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to go to a YouTube, and I'm going to click on go live. Let me see, go live. Click. Let me see here. Let me use another channel so we can actually go live here. I'm going to, let me see, sign out of here, and I'm going to sign into my actual Gmail, the account that I'm using now. It's going to ask me to re-verify that I'm a human, which I already did twice. So I'm going to click on my Echoes channel, my old live stream channel. And I am going to click on, I'm going to click on go live here. Now what's going to happen is that when you go to your go live, right, your go live is going to bring up, and in your YouTube, it's going to bring up the ability here to copy a stream key. You're going to copy this stream key. I'm not going to show it to you because you might hack my channel and then we'll be in trouble. And you're going to paste that there. Control V. There you go. So I'm going to click apply, and now I'm ready to go live on YouTube. You'll see this pop up over here, this little window. You don't really need this. I haven't used the studio mode before, but how do I change the program scene when using that? So, okay. So a great question from Parrington Presbyterian. The way you change the studio mode is you hit transition here in the middle of the screen. So let me blow this up because this is a little small. Bam. And let me turn, let me see where I need to put this. Let me put this back in upper rank. Okay, good. So right here is the transition scene. So if I'm selected on, if I'm selecting main service that has the camera in it and I hit transition, that's how I get to my next scene. So my countdown scene is here, pre-service, and I hit transition and it sends me over to the second scene. I hope that answered your question. So one other thing that you want to be aware of is that when you're doing your transitions, you can change the speed of how fast or how slow the transition actually takes place. And I usually keep the transition at about 150 to 200. And so that's what I do right here when it says fade. I usually keep it at about 300, so it's not too fast. 200 is kind of safe right there. And you'll see that if I go to my pre-service right here, transition, there we go. So I hope that answered your question. Studio mode is preferred for those who are not experts at this. I don't use studio mode because all of my scenes are set on the left-hand side. So, what was I doing? Pre-service, media. Oh, settings. I was in settings for a reason. Okay, so settings. On your stream, we've connected that. Now, here's where you're going to do. This is where you need to check all of your software, right? You need to change your output mode on any software to advanced, and you'll get this in Ecamm and other softwares as well. You want to change it to advanced because you need to look at all of these things in here. Like I'm streaming my video encoder, right? So if I encode off of the X264, that's the GPU. I want to encode off of my video card. So I'm going to change this right here to my video card. Whatever your video card is, you want to change it to. The bit rate, I'm going to show you how to find what your bit rate is. You won't know your bit rate until you do this. You're going to go to Google and you're going to go speed test, right? So speed test is what you're going to look at. Now, I'm going to hit speed test, bam, and I like this one because you can change the servers, but download is not what I want to look at. What I want to look at is I want to look at my upload speed. My upload speed is what I need to determine what's going to actually benefit my live stream channel. And right now, so here we go. My upload speed. Bam. My upload speed is 17. It doesn't need to know my, don't do that right there. All right. So let's just say it's 18. Here's what I would do. Let's go to calculator.com or whatever you're using. Calculator. What we got going on here? Okay. It says 18 megs. Let's go 18 divided by 4. I didn't hit nothing. Here we go. 18 divided by 4. That's what I have the ability to stream at. 4,500 kilobytes. I'm cutting that in half. Easy. So I'm going to go out at 2,250 megabytes. 2,250 kilobytes. That's what I'm going out here. So right here it's set to 2,200, 2,500. That's what I'm going out as. Why am I going out at that rate? I'm going out that rate for a couple of reasons. One, because that's what my bandwidth will allow me to go out with, right? And two, I don't want to overload my encoder to where my live stream is not capable of handling what I need it to handle. So in this scenario for me, right, I'm going out at half of 25%. That's what I'm going out at, and that's normally what I go out with any church. I'm going to leave this at CBR. I'm not going to change the keyframe interval. I'm not going to change any of that advanced stuff, and I want to make sure that this is set to my capture card. If I'm going to record, here's a good thing to know. I'm going to pick MKV. The reason I'm going to pick MKV is because if my computer shuts off in the middle of power outage or something, OBS will save an MKV file, right? Audio. I'm not going to change audio at all. I'm going to leave all of this stuff, and I'm not using the replay buffer. So the basic thing is make sure your streaming and your recording are set. Make sure that you're recording to an empty space. Don't record on the desktop or something like that. So audio is set. Video, the only thing I would change here is make sure that my aspect ratio is the same. That if it's 1920 in, make sure it's 1920 out. Make sure that your your frames per second matches your camera. If your camera's at 30, make it 30. If it's at 60, make it 60. So I'm going to click apply. That's the only settings I'm going to change in settings. This is every software. You're going to have to, I guess I can look here because you guys can see me on camera. That's every software. I'm going to make sure that my camera settings and that my frames rate all match. And I'm also going to make sure that my audio is set and make sure all that stuff is set. My stream key, I'm set to stream. If I hit go live now, I'm going live, right? So that's something that's already set up. Okay, so let me see if there's any questions. Podcast, good to see you, Brie and Babes. What am I moving into? Okay, so we have your pre-service set up with your countdown. We have your main service set up, right? Media is going to be for any videos that you would need. And then your post-show is going to be for anything that happens like your slides and anything like that. Now, we're going to get into a little bit of a customization here. So I'm gonna actually set up some different scenes, okay? And I'm gonna switch back over to my computer over here so you can see what I'm doing. Let me switch back over to let's go to live broadcast here. And what do I need to do? I need to turn this off and switch here. Okay, so I'm gonna assume in this part right here that you have another person running slides, right? So I'm going to assume that there is someone in your church that's running slides. And the reason I'm going to assume that is I'm going to set up something here on the computer that would possibly help you capture your slides. So I'm going to open a window here. Let's just open a movie window. Let's just open slides. Okay. I'm going to open some Google Slides, and I'm going to switch over to this window so you can see that. I'm going to assume that you have somebody doing something. I'm going to put thanks for watching. I'm going to put this in the thing, and I'm going to go to images, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to assume you have somebody doing slides. Let's open this in a new tab. Oh, these are all free. Let's open image in a new tab. Let's click on this one. No, I don't need a video. Well, we can do this. I'm going to assume that you are having somebody. No, I don't want to do this. Let me go to Google. I use Brave because I like the security features, but it sucks for image searches. So I'm just going to be honest with you. So okay, let's click this one, Vecteezy. All right. So let's open this image in a new tab. And I'm only doing this because I don't want to tie up all of my resources here. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I could. No. We're going to do it this way. So, okay, this is a video. So I'm going to main screen this, right? This is going to be just assume this is your pro presenter. This is your person running Google Slides or whatever they're running. This is what I'm assuming they're doing, right? So here's what I'm going to do. So before I do that, I am actually I'm going to move this down here. I'm going to go to a website called Video Ninja, right? And so on Video Ninja, it allows me to create a network, right? A network sharing from one computer to the next without necessarily having to connect the computers together. Now, I know if you use ProPresenter, you can do NDI output. I'm assuming you don't have ProPresenter. I'm assuming you just need to get one signal to another one, right? That's what I'm assuming. So I'm going to click right here where it says, I'm going to hit remote screen share into OBS. So what that's going to do is it's going to select a screen to share, right? Now I'm going to select a tab. I'm going to select this tab. Thank you for watching. And I'm going to hit share. And what it's going to do is no matter where I move this tab, that tab is going to play whatever I need it to play. And I'm going to make it full screen. So as you can see right here in the upper right hand corner, there is a website, right? There's a website here. And this website is going to allow me to actually bring this into OBS via a web source. You can do this with Ecamm or whatever you want. So right now, I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to copy that to the clipboard. And actually, the easiest way for me to do this is I'm going to drop it in the comment section over here. Let me see if it comes up. Comment section. Okay, I'm going to drop it in the comment section, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch back over to my computer. And let me go back to live broadcast. I'm gonna switch back over to my screen. There we go. And I'm gonna go to the YouTube page down here. I saw the YouTube video being played. I'm gonna see if it comes up. And I'm gonna show you how this works. Ultimate live streaming tutorial, that's me here. I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna mute that. I'm gonna copy that link. So copy the link, and I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go up here into my settings. So on the right hand side of this, it has your scenes and your sources. I'm gonna add a new source and call this presenter screen. Presenter screen. There we go. In here, I'm gonna paste what's called a browser source, and that means I'm gonna pull up a website on demand. I'm gonna hit screen for church or whatever you want to name it. You're gonna do this in any software, I'm telling you. And I'm gonna paste that browser link in here. Actually, let me go back over here, and it didn't copy it and paste it the way I wanted it to. Let me see here. Let me open this. There we go. Copy. There we go. And then now I'm gonna put it in there. Okay. And paste it. There we go. I'm gonna click 1920 by 1080 because I need it to be full resolution. Back 80. I'm gonna not control audio, and I'm gonna get rid of all this extra stuff in here. And I'm gonna click OK. Now, at some point, allow on this computer. That is the screen that I had on my computer. And if I go to this other computer and click play, it will play the video. That's playing the video real time, y'all. It's completely playing the video of what we just set up on another computer. So you would actually set up a screen share every week, and this is whatever I'm telling it to play, it's playing. Now, how would I use this in church, right? Or how would I use this even in a broadcast? Let's say I need to set up another scene. So I have my pre-service, which is my video. I have my main service, which is my camera. And then I have my presenter screen, which is just the screen that's presenting the slides. Then I have my media and my post. Let's say I set up a complete another scene and call it, split cam, like I have. The same thing, right? So I'm going to set this up and call it split cam. Now, inside of this scene, I can add two sources. I can add my video capture device, which is already there. I'm going to click add existing, click OK. So that's there. But I'm also going to add I'm going to add a scene this time. The scene I want to add is my presenter screen. I'm going to click OK. So now I have the ability to add both of these in one scene. So I'm going to add this here, right? I'm going to do that. That's my presenter. Now what I'm going to do with my camera, there's a couple of things I can do. I can simply move this over, right? Which would allow me the opportunity to have a split scene. But as you can see, all of this is ugly right here. This right here. What I can do here is I can hold down the Alt key and I can crop out my scene. So this doesn't affect my main camera. See, my main camera on the left is fine. My split cam is basically whatever video I play over here on this computer, right? So let's imagine on this other computer that we're talking about, we're playing slides from the church, right? Let's see if there's another video here that I can play because it's capturing this tab. I wonder if I go back, let's go to photos and let's just pick something. Yeah, see, it's whatever's going on this computer on this screen. And this could be the display of another, screen. It doesn't have to be, what I'm doing. It could be anything. I'm gonna pick backgrounds. Let's pick backgrounds. And let's pick this. And let's make it full screen. So this could be on the left side, right? This could be your pastor or whatever talking or reading the scripture. Imagine I'm looking and you got a close camera angle and I'm reading the scripture, and that video is actually the screen from the church. I'm assuming that you have somebody else running the slides. Now, if you have somebody else running the slides, then they should be doing their job over there. All you're doing is controlling the live stream. As you can see on my screen, like I have the ability to switch between the two. So here's the main scene. Everybody's doing whatever they want to do, blah, blah, blah. And then we got a scripture coming up or a video. Bam, play the video. That's a way to set up your live stream to where this is what's going out to the public. This. Now, there's all kinds of ways to dress this up by, I can show you real quick. Let me go to presenter. Let me go to split cam. I can, pull this over and I can crop this side in a little more. Obviously, I'm a close angle, so it's going to be a little bit crazy with me being this close. I can do this right here, right? And the same way I've done on my computer, I can also go into this scene, right? And let's go back to Pixabay real quick. Let's go here to Pixabay. And let's just get a color background. Let's just say red for now. Yeah, our church's color is red, so I'm going to set this up later. And I'm going to click on videos. Pixabay is a great place to get videos from because you don't have to pay for them. And you're not violating copyright law because you're not trying to use these to get money. Let's put red lights or something like that. Red waves. Yes, red wave. Okay, let's do this one. I've used it before, but whatever. I'm going to download this video here. I don't need the full version of the video. I can put it there. Now I can go back to my program. I'm just going to say program. I'm not going to say OBS anymore. I'm going to say I'm going to go back to my program because it's the same thing. You're going to have to set up scenes. I'm going to put red background. It could be a color. I'm going to click on loop and then I'm going to click on browse and I'm going to I don't know which one I did. It's probably let's try this one. Is that it? I hit Control F to make it full screen. Click OK and let's transition over and see what we get. There we go. So I need to drop this down to the bottom, right? And then I need to click on Control F to make it full screen. And then I transition it over, and then I have this background. Now, this doesn't look too pretty, but it works, all right? It works whatever way I need it to work. So the customization here is that I could essentially, do this. Let's just say I'm going to go back to the same tab. Let's go to Bible.org. Let's go to Bible Gateway. Bible Gateway right here. And there's a scripture right there. Let's click on, let me maximize this. Let's click on read this passage. And we're going to be able to read this. Let's close that off right there. So let's just say right there, we are able to pull up some scripture. There's so many different things you can do with this software, right? You don't necessarily have to do it this way. And I'm going to move this over. Again, I'm assuming that somebody on your staff is doing the software presentation. And if they are doing the software presentation, then they are actually the ones that are monitoring these scriptures and stuff. So I'm going to assume that that's what you are having done. You're already having someone do this. So I don't necessarily need this moving background. That might be too much. Let's say you don't want that. I can remove that. Let's just say that I need a color background. Let's just say I want to add a color source. Color source here. And let's say your church's color is burgundy. I don't even know how to spell it, but we're going to go with that one. I'm going to select the color, and I think this is burgundy over here. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to move this down to the bottom, right? There we go, burgundy, and then I'm going to add a text. You got to do this in any software. Somebody's like, oh, this is an OBS tutorial. I'm showing you how to do it in OBS because I know OBS. And I know this works for Ecamm. I know this works for Restream. I know this works for all of the other softwares, EVMux, StreamYard. It's the same layout. You have to do the same thing in every layout. You need to lay out your scenes and get everything going. So I'm going to call this church info. And I'm going to say, our church is www like myBethesdaChurch.org. That's our thing. I'm going to select the font because it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to have to do it the same way. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to hit Control F as your friend or fit the screen. Let's just call it fit the screen. Let's not say Control F. And I'm going to put this right here because that's where it needs to go. And that can be right there. I don't really like the positioning, but again, so this is my main service scene right here, right? And let's turn off studio mode for a second. This is my countdown screen, 10 minutes, whatever. Then we switch to singing, oh joy, hallelujah, praise the Lord. It's time for announcements. Okay, this is the announcement slide, right? You don't necessarily need to be on screen, but if you have a lot of announcement images coming up, that's where it goes. And then now we're having the pastor read the scripture, and there's the scripture or the announcement slides at the same time. Back to the main service. Oh, bless your name. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. This right here. And then your post service could be thank you for watching, which would be a graphic that you make or a graphic that you buy. I recommend that if you're going to buy something, go with motionworship.com. They are $50, $60 for the year. And that allows you to download as many graphics as you want. Let me see here. I'm going to try to pull something in real quick. All these are ugly. These are super ugly. That's ugly. Oh man, these are not cute at all. These are all videos. Thank you for watching image. Let's do PNG images. Yeah, these are ugly too. Man, how can you put up so many ugly images on Google? This is crazy. Let's just pick this one. It's ugly, I know. I'm just gonna download it. Save image as. Download, save. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna hit plus. You guys don't laugh at the image. It's not cool. It's free. I'm gonna just put an image in. I'm gonna hit browse, and I'm gonna click on today. Thank you for watching. It's ugly. Don't be mad at me. Hit Control F. Use high quality images, people. Don't do what I just did. But I'm trying to help you out. Get the basic understanding of. Yeah, it's the same in vMix as well. Absolutely. Thank you for co-signing on me, guy. So again, this is your setup right here, and your pre-service. Again, countdown service. Moving into this, which is your main service, your presenter screen, which could be your screen of your other computer, which I have full control of over here. I can control everything on this side of the image of the. I'm on another computer over here controlling this. Then my split cam is this image right here, right? And my split cam is just showing you the preacher or whoever or the singer. That could be song and lyrics, who's ever singing with panning. And then media, I don't have anything in there, but I'm going to put some stuff in there like videos and stuff like that. And then your post show is thank you for watching, and you're done. So that is essentially the setup of how to set up your live stream. Now I'm going to give you some websites that you're going to want to go and visit, because I'm going to do another tutorial because this is getting a little long. I think I may do this once a week, but I'm really going to get into this again. There is a website called Uno Overlays, right? This will give you overlays for, oh my God, here we go. Uno Overlays will give you overlays for free. I don't know if I have an account here. Do I have an account here? Let me see. Let me log in with Google. Oh, I do have an account. Oh, wow. There you go. So in Uno Overlays, these are all browser-based overlays that you actually just put into OBS, right? Or vMix or whatever your software is. And it allows you to just put them in browser-based, right? So if I wanted to go here to my library, because I've used this up, let me go to my library. Let me see, my overlays all. These are all overlays I've used, right? So let's pick this one right here. I'm going to click this one right here. I've used it before. I'm going to go with, okay, skip that. Okay, so this is already set. I'm going to click on copy output URL, right? I'm going to copy that URL. Let's go back to OBS. This is going to be great for you churches and you people that want to do live streaming. You're going to go over here to move this up. Let's put it in media. We'll put this in media. We're going to click browser source. Browser. We're going to name it lower thirds. Right? Click OK. I know it's ugly, man. Well, no. Okay. FAMU grad. Tell me what's ugly about it. The floor is yours. Tell me what's ugly about it. I'm okay with you interacting with us, because this is what the stream is for. It's for people to learn and 1920 1080. Let's put this in here. So look, my overlay comes up immediately. Now, if I go back to my main service and I add the media scene, let's add the scene media. Click OK. Okay, so the scene is there. It's actually already done because I've already added it. You can add scriptures, you can add whatever you want to that overlay, right? And you can turn it on and off with the click of a button. That's simply, I'm going to turn this off by just stopping, and it goes off. It's animated. So Uno Overlays has hundreds of free overlays that you have to customize for your, because I don't know how many people have the ability to make their own overlays and have somebody on staff to do that. Most of the people that I know don't have a full-time person to make animated graphics or even have the budget to pay for graphics. So the fact that I can just click on this name right here and have my name come up, as a lower third, works for me, because that allows me the capability of being able to customize my live stream. So that's why I'm recommending some budget tools to people who are just getting started out from live streaming. So if you have any questions or comments, man, I'm welcome to them. I'd like to, if there's something else that you have in here, I would love to learn more, because that's what I'm here for. One thing that I did not set is on my audio device. Let me go on my audio device. Since I only have one input going in, which is my Scarlett Solo, I'm going to click apply. I want to click on advanced audio properties here on the mic. Advanced audio properties. And I want to make sure that this is set to mono so that it comes in close. There we go. So that it comes in stereo right here, as you can see at the bottom. Now, I don't have it turned on because I'm not actually using this. I'm going to turn the main camera off. I'm going to hide that because I don't ever want to use the camera audio from the capture device card. I only want to use it from the actual solo device. So I'm going to take a quick break for some questions before I close out into some other stuff. I am going to go here and switch back over to this and turn off my overlays. So right then and there, what I tried to explain over the last, we're looking at, we are an hour and a half in. Wow, that's a lot. That's big. We are talked about computers. We talked about, what was the last thing we talked about? Talking points. We talked about live stream software, talked benefits, drawback, case usage for each. Let me see. Great share on the overlay website. Oh, yeah, there's a whole bunch more. I got so much more. I'll probably have to break this into a two-part series because I haven't even gotten into plugins. Like, if you look at this screen right here, you'll notice that my camera is behind my camera is blurred out, and you notice that my edges are rounded, and you notice that I have rounded software. So I'm using an overlay plugin right now, Uno Overlays. That's how I got my software set up. I have Uno Overlays. I have, a lot of different things going on that it's going to take another class to really get into. I'm hoping that this last hour and a half, we were able to at least get you to the place to where you can actually be set up to do basic streaming and be able to, put all of this software in and walk through it. Cause I'm an open book. So anything that you guys need to contact me on, you can. Scene setup, scene organization, transition between scenes is pretty easy. All of these extra plugins that I'm using, like my move transition, that's extra. Like this growing into here, that goes into here, that goes into this screen. That's all extra stuff that I don't think you need to use in a non-professional setting. Let me see. I'm completely green when it comes to this. How do you get your live stream from OBS to Facebook and to YouTube? Hey, let's do that right now. I'm glad you asked. So let me switch back to this. Let me go here. What do I need to be on? I was trying to get on the, let me see here. Let's go to live broadcast. Let's go to screen 2, which is that. And let me turn on this overlay. So, Tiffany M. Okay. So first thing you need to do is you need to go into your YouTube to get a stream key. So I'll put this up here again. You're going to go into your YouTube, right? And you're going to click on go live. And in your go live, you're going to get a stream key here. And I'll show you where the stream key is at. So right here, you're going to see stream key at the bottom. So you're going to need to put a description here, right? And you're going to need to, let's just do this. Let's put edit and let's put sample description. Sample description or sample live stream for Tiffany. Or Tiffany. There we go. Okay, we'll do that. We'll save it. And then, well, actually, I'm going to edit one more thing because I don't want anybody to get confused. I'm going to go to customization just for the test, and I'm going to make this, where is it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Nope, go to details. Scroll down. Oh, here we go. I'm going to change this to unlisted so nobody sees this stream but us. Click done. I'm going to click save, and then I'm going to need to get the stream key. So I'm going to hit copy here, right? This is in every YouTube account. I'm going to go back to whatever software you're using, and you need to put the stream key in. So when I click on stream right here, I'm going to use stream key. I'm going to click Control A, Command A, whatever you're using, and I'm going to paste. And I'm going to click apply and click OK. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on, I'm going to just leave the camera on for now. Now I'm going to hit start streaming. Right now, if there's a problem, so down here in the bottom right hand corner, there's a couple things I want to check. So I'm glad you asked about this, Tiffany. Right here, we have 2,500 kilobits going out, and it's going out at very good rate. So right, I'm going to click on, I want to click on view here, and I want to look at stats. You want to look at stats. My stats are showing me that we're going out at 2,500 kilobytes, which is good, and we're not dropping any frames. Okay, that's great. I'm also looking at that my CPU usage is only 2% on this computer, which is great. So this is good. So now I'm going to go back to my YouTube, which is here. Where is it at? Right here. And it should be live. Okay, so now this video is live, right? There's no audio because I don't want audio coming out of it. And I'm going to actually copy this link. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to put it in the chat of the other window, which is over here, because I want to hit chat to see if anybody. So I dropped the chat into our chat. So I'm wondering, right, is if somebody can check that, what it sounds like. And you're not going to hear any audio because we would end up with double audio because we're actually having audio going in, audio. Oh, you know what I could do, though? Hold on. I actually, in OBS, I think I have audio running. Hold on a second. I actually have music running, so this is good. I put some music on, so I'm going to turn that up. And I like these being vertical just because something's wrong with me. Vertical layout. Okay, there we go. So if somebody could check that live stream and tell me if they hear that music, they're not going to hear any microphone coming out of it, but yeah, that's how you go live to YouTube, Tiffany. Now, if you wanted to go live to Facebook, right, that's another thing you do. You're going to have to log into Facebook real quick. Let me log into Facebook. I'm going to log into a Facebook account. I got a couple of them because I have multiple churches that I help out. And let's log in here. Let me see here. All right, I'm going to log into Facebook and pull that on screen. Check your notifications because it's got two-factor turned on. Let me see. Someone is trying to. No, yes, it's me. Okay, hold on. So, did anybody check that stream to make sure it's up and running? Just click on the link. You can come back. Let me see here. Yes, that's me. Finish. Okay, I should be logged in. All right. Block, trust this device. Yeah, okay. So I am going to, in Facebook, it's going to be the same thing. Let me go into another one of my pages. Let me pull up in here. Let's go into, what pages do I run? Let's go into the church page. So when you go into the church page, Tiffany, your church page, you're going to click on live video. You're going to click on go live right here. You're also going to click on copy software, and I'll reset this tomorrow so it won't matter. Streaming software, you're going to hit copy. You're going to go into, I'm going to stop this stream for a second. I'm going to go into settings and go into stream, change this to Facebook Live, and I'm going to paste the stream key here. And I'm going to click apply. Same way. Click OK. Now what you'll see is that once I click go live, right? Let's go start streaming. And I go back to my Facebook. You're going to see that, let me see here. Did it go? You're going to see that the video source is connected, but it will not let you go live until you put a title and you put a description. Once you do that, I'll just put random verbiage over here and click save. On the left-hand side, you will see that it says 2 of 3 connected, and you'll have a go live button at the bottom. So that is how you go live to Facebook and how you go live to YouTube. Well, I hope that answered your question, Tiffany. Yes, I hope that answered your question. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I got about 5 more minutes, and then we'll be done here with this version. I'm actually going to have to do another tutorial next Saturday on the advanced part of this, which is actually getting your live stream going to multiple places at the same time, as well as scanning your entire live stream. Doesn't matter what software you use. I know somebody was like, well, I don't really use OBS. Thank you. Yeah. Are you looking to go live to both places at the same time? Tiffany, if you could let me know, that'd be great. I would love to know that. And I could actually, let me see here. If you're looking to go live at the same time, just hit me up. There's a way to do it for free. And I actually have a video on my page there's a plugin that you can install. And that's the thing. I don't want people to be scared about doing this type of stuff on a regular basis and saying, well, I really don't know if I really want to get in a live stream. Here's what I'm going to tell you. What I'm going to tell you is, okay, so there's a video of a plugin that you can install, and if you need help setting it up, I'll walk through it with you. Just hit me up. I'm going to put my email here because I'm not scared of anybody as far as contacting me for help. I'm going to put my email in here for contact. So that's my email if you need to contact me. Anybody needs to contact me after you watch this video of 90 minutes, please let me know what you need help with, and I'll set it up for you, or I'll help you set it up. But I have a video in here on my page that I actually walk through what's called a plugin. OBS and vMix and other, they have things called plugins. Willie, you have to let me know how the plugins work for vMix and how they work for other software. But having a plugin allows you to do a lot of this extra stuff that I'm doing. I can actually show you here on my screen. Let me pull this up right here, and then let me go into, what is this? Do I got CapCut running? Let me turn that off. Yeah, let me turn off CapCut because it's hogging up memory. There is a plugin here, and I'm going to click on to split screen. It might double you up, but right here on the upper right hand, there's a plugin called AITUM multi-stream. It allows you here, if I click on settings, right, to add multiple outputs to your stream. So right here, I have my main canvas, which is set to YouTube, and then right here I have my my website. I have this running on a website and recording. And then I can add another output. So I can add as many as I need to, Facebook, whatever. Here's the thing you have to know about adding those is that it's going to, the way that Restream works, right, is a service like Restream will take your stream and it will be basically a stream aggregator. It will send your stream out to multiple platforms at once. The way that ATEM works is it just doubles your stream. So you need to have enough bandwidth to use it, but I have sent the stream out from my computer to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and my website all at the same time. And I dumbed down my stream from 3,000. I'm running at 3,200 now. I dumbed it down to 1,500. So I was able to run 4 streams at the same time to 4 different places. So I ran it on Instagram at a different bit rate. I ran it to my website just to see how it worked. I ran it to YouTube and I ran it to Facebook. So if you need help setting that up, there's a way to do that. I would say let's work on getting the stream built up together and built it working first. And then at that point, we can go on to, I guess I'm going to have to do this next Saturday. You need to let me know in the comment section what you want to cover, because I covered scene setup, source organization, and transition between scenes. There's 1,000 other things to cover, like showing you how to bring in the signal from another computer or another camera is something that I think that we need to talk about as well. There are some other resources besides Pixabay and Unsplash. You can use Unsplash at any point to get some graphics made. Like if I go in here and I click on Unsplash, it will allow me the opportunity to just download pictures. And they have a free version. Like you don't necessarily need to pay for the version. Let me go to split screen real quick. You don't necessarily need to pay for a deeper version. I mean, even for making graphics, lower thirds and different things like that, I think that it's key for us to talk about that. I don't think we have enough time to do it in one session, being that we've been on this session for 97 minutes, and I probably got through 6 pages of my 10 pages of notes. Are there any questions, pressing questions before I leave? Let me say I'm completely green when it comes to this. How do you get the live stream OBS? I think I covered that already. Is there any other questions that I want to go through? Let me go through all these comments real quick just to make sure. I covered this comment already. Willie talked about great share on the overlay website. No problem. Somebody introduced it to me, and they're the major company that does it for a lot of newscasters. So if you go through, I'm sure there's a whole bunch in there that you can use. No problem, Dion. Appreciate you. No problem for the live tutorial anytime. Thank you. I've been working on this for a long time. Brian Podcast. You guys can subscribe to that podcast. Thanks for sharing the big calculations. We have having issues with the out video glitching on YouTube. Hopefully, still fix that. Yeah, I mean, it's 2 things here on the calculations. It could be that your bit rate is too high, or the other thing it could be that your computer simply can't handle it. Our computer CPU usage got to 70%, which means our computer was telling us it was going to see the Lord shortly. So that's why we got this beast over here. And for 350, 24 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, 2 4K monitors, I think we'll be okay with this. But yeah, so that's essentially what I believe would help. Start with lowering the bit rate and also checking your CPU usage. And if it doesn't matter, again, what software you use, you need to make sure your CPU usage stays around 50%, and even that's pushing it. The CPU usage on mine right now is 11.7. I'm running at 30 frames per second. Maybe check your frames per second as well. If your camera's running at 60, make sure that whatever software you're using is running at 60. I think for StreamYard, it does 720, 60 automatically. You can change the bit rate on Restream as well. So I think those are issues that you need. I think we'll probably need to do another one about troubleshooting what can and what can't be done to troubleshoot whatever's going on in your issue. But I really think that we covered a lot. I think we could cover a lot more. I think we're going to probably make this a running tutorial. I'll probably get with Small Church Media. Thank you for tuning in, and see if we can put some stuff on the page as well. There's about 30,000 people on there. But hey, that's pretty much what we covered today. We covered hardware. We covered hardware accessories you need. We got the camera working on a tripod. We covered camera angles, kind of different things like that. I think there's some other parts that we can cover next week that maybe talk about different ideas that you can have to implement to make your live stream go a little smoother. I definitely recommend getting the software that works for you. I used OBS because I know it like the back of my hand, but I definitely think that you can get away with any other software doing it the same way. Set up your scenes. Get your camera angles going on. Get your lighting good at your church. Make sure, we'll talk about lighting next time. Make sure your lighting's good. I know that sometimes that's a part that some ministries or people skip over, but definitely get your lighting going, because if you don't have good lighting at your church or wherever you're at, it's going to affect your broadcast. As you can see in here, I have 4 lights in here. I've got a $40, $45 light there. I got a $120 light here. Back here, these are a little bit more expensive. And then I've got a $100 newer in the corner. So if you could work on your lighting, that's what makes your camera angles great, is your lighting. Let me go right here. What does it say right here? I remember you used to be a record first guy. Are you more live streaming first guy, record backup later? I don't record anything now unless I'm recording for evergreen content. Right now, if you can see this video, with the exception of the few hiccups that I have, this video is almost going to be ready to take down, edit right away. So recording takes up a lot of hard drive space. If I can stream out at 3000 and download it, I don't need a 4K video signal, and this is going to be a controversial statement. Your church doesn't need 4K either. Small to medium churches don't need 4K signal, and I'm going to tell you why, because most of your people are watching on this device right here. And so to have a 4K signal, it's overkill, right? You can go look up the stats. I think it's something like, it used to be 83%. I think it's came down, but I think it's something like 75% of people consume mobile video on their phones. If you have T-Mobile or Verizon, it automatically starts your signal at 480 unless you pick a higher bit rate to watch. But you're not going to see the benefits of 4K to stream at a gamer quality for a church service or a broadcast is not necessary. I have a 50-inch TV over here watching my stream, and it's as clear as I want it to be. It doesn't need to be any clearer than that. And I'm not going to go out at 6,000 kilobits per second just to make that look better, because once I upload it to YouTube, it's going to be compressed anyway, and there you go. So regardless of what the big boys say, 1080 is great. 720 will do. And that's another thing to the guy from Presbyterian. Maybe dumb your stream down to 720. And I'm not saying dumb down because something's wrong with it, but maybe take your stream down to 720 and see how that goes. Maybe that'll take a load off your computer, right? That's essentially what I would look for. I'm a streaming guy first. I teach live streaming, so I'd rather stream. You can look at my videos and see the difference. There's a little bit more effects in there and different things like that, but I'm a stream guy first now. So that's why I didn't pre-record this. I figured I could go for a couple hours on live stream and answer any questions I needed to answer and talk to anybody I needed to talk to and pull the questions up live, and I'm good. So I think that's most of my time. Lighting, another super challenge. Looks good what you got there. Listen, lighting for churches comes down to this. Everything you need is a lot cheaper, and I'm going to put you guys on the game before I get out of here, right? If you go to Amazon, right, there's some things that you can get on Amazon that'll really help your lighting out. Let's say that you're a church, right? We just ordered these lights here at the studio. B-topper par light. Let me put you on game. Nope, not those lights. Let me find it real quick. Is it these lights? These lights right here. These are RGB lights. There's 4-in-1, right? These lights will shine the sin out of your life. They are so bright. They're 120 watts each. They're not that big. Now, the only thing that sucks about them is they're not daisy chain, where you can daisy chain and power together, but that's okay. But you can DMX these lights. These lights are so bright. These lights cost $170 for 4 of them, right? These B-topper lights right here. Well, no, not those ones. These ones right here, these will shine whatever sin the last B-toppers didn't get out of your life. These ones will get the rest out of your life, right? Now, I can tell you right now, if you are needing equipment, and this is just another, I can tell you right now, this is our website here. This is our partner website. We have 40 of these lights for sale. These are LEDs if you need them and you need them shipped. We have a bunch of these lights right here. We've got other lights that we're just getting rid of lights. We had too many lights. And so if you're struggling with getting lighting and you need some help, I will tell you what to go. And we've had these lights in a working studio nonstop, non-smoking building. So they're getting usage. They're getting a lot of use. But lighting is not as complicated as people make it seem. To get inexpensive lights now, it's way easier than it was 4 years ago, because these lights work. We have these lights too. These lights are bright as fire. You really only need a top-down source to get a top-down source. I would say any church that I work with hasn't needed any more than 8 lights. 8 lights is more than enough to get your stream improved. Without lighting, people are not going to stick around your stream long, and audio. Lighting and audio will kill your stream automatically. So those are the recommendations that I have for lighting. I know it's going to talk about lighting next week, but yeah, lighting is key. Get your light game up. And for you churches that say you can't afford it, it's $200. If you're working by yourself, it's $200 worth of lights will change your whatever you're doing. $200 worth of lights will change the way your broadcast look. Because trust me, if I turn these lights off, right? Let me turn off the light in the back. All right, so that light makes a difference, right? That puts me more in front. But look what, when I turn the lights on in the back behind me, it just gives me a different look. Now I can turn this light off, right? And I got everything on the remote here. Let me see here. I could turn off these lights. Look, it sucks. My whole stream just went to pieces, right? Even if I turn these back lights off, right? It doesn't look great. What if I switch to the other camera? This camera right here. And I go over here. I look okay, but no, the lights that I need are right here. They're in front. Whole different. It changes this over here. It changes this over here. Yeah. So get your light game up. Couple $100. That'll get you. And I'll even put this up for you. And this is the last thing I'm going to do. I've already worked out a live stream budget for anyone who needs help with this. Let's go split screen one more time. This is my live stream. Let me insert a couple of rows, one column to the left so you can see it. There we go. Let's blow it up. I've already put together 3 sheets of what you need to make your live stream go a little better. Let me switch to this other one so you can see it better. There we go. So this is a total of a mid-tier live stream. Camera, dummy battery, a lens, and that's the lens I have over to my right. Capture card, computer, 32-inch monitor, wireless keyboard and mouse, sound card, fiber cable, XLR cables for audio, HDMI adapter to plug to your camera, and tripod. The total setup for that is $1,200. Just $1,200. Let me even help you out more. Let me go down to a better setup, right? So a better setup, right, is going to be better lens, right, and a better camera. This is $1,600 for this setup. GH4 or whatever camera your choice for $350. I'm recommending Panasonic because that's what I've used and that's what I like. Same dummy battery, a better lens, right? This is a better lens than the last lens. The A10 Mini. Now you have the capability to add 4 cameras. Better computer, dual monitors, same wireless keyboard, better sound card, more cables, and actually this should be $50 because you need a longer cable. XLR cables are the same, HDMI adapters are the same, better tripod, $1,700, right? Let's even go best. I've already done the work for you. You reach out to me via email and I will send you this list. Best camera. Now this is a $340 camera. If you get it new, it's like $500. Let's go that way. Same dummy battery. This is a better lens. So this is the best lens. This is the lens I got right here. An adapter. You're going to need an adapter if you get a lens, unless you get a stock lens. This is a better sound capture card. This is the best computer. Now, you can get them on sale right now for $450. Dual 27-inch monitors. You don't need 27-inch monitors, high-end monitors. You can get the ones on Amazon for $300. Wireless keyboard and mouse. Better sound card. Longer cables, all that. This is a $2,500 system. I've already done the math for you. I've already worked it out to where you can actually know what it costs you to get this set up. And this is information that I just give out for free. You email me, I will send you this spreadsheet and links to where to buy everything. I think that's all I got to say now. Thank you guys for watching. I thank you for sticking it out with me for almost 2 hours here. I don't think I've ever taught a 2-hour class on live streaming. But we are done. You have any questions, drop it in the chat. My email's in there. Do the comments, whatever. I think we will be back next week with another tutorial. I'll try to get with the guys in Small Church Media and a couple other people to maybe bring this to you regularly, not just for the YouTube sake, but also take it to the Facebook platform where people can watch there as well. So grateful for watching. Thank for you watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. You guys have a wonderful day, and just keep doing what you're doing. So